Ukrainian journalist Butasov, embedded with the Ukrainian army in northern Kharkiv, reports that the Russian offensive has stalled or stopped. Russians have suffered significant losses while Ukrainian troops have become more effective. Prisoners tell stories of Blitzkrieg or Vovchansk in 2 days, Russian offensive in Kharkiv region. The situation at 23:30 on May 15th. The Russians launched several infantry attacks in the direction of Lipka. All attacks were repulsed with significant Russian losses. In the village of Hlybok, soldiers of the 92nd Assault Brigade destroyed a group of Russian special forces. During a counterattack, 2 Russians from its composition were taken prisoner. The video is posted on the internet. In the same area, the soldiers of the 13th Brigade of the Charter NGU repulsed the attack of the Russian assault group, which approached the position on the Zelenka at the decisive moment of the battle. Our soldier shot 2 Russians at close range, who were leading the group behind him. The Russians began to withdraw under the accurate fire of the charter troops and came under the attack of drones of the Sharp Kartuzy unit of the NSU. About 20 Russians were destroyed. The video will be posted on the internet. The Russians have no advance in the direction of Lipsy. The Ukrainian troops have significantly intensified their attacks on the enemy on this part of the front and are gradually capturing the tactical initiative.
The stock market is unpredictable. Economic turmoil is on the rise, but gold always shines as a safe haven. Meet Bishop Gold Group, America's trusted precious metals dealer, which offers a refuge from financial uncertainty. Protect your retirement from the looming threats of taxes and penalties by investing in gold. It's time to safeguard your wealth by converting stocks and retirement funds into gold. Unlike volatile digital assets, holding physical gold puts security directly in your hands. Bishop Gold Group has guided thousands in securing their retirement with the stability of precious metals. Mention this ad and receive up to $10,000 in free silver with a qualified purchase. Don't wait for the next market crash. Call Bishop Gold Group today. Secure your wealth with Bishop Gold Group. Call now.
In the Vovchansk region, Ukrainian defenses have been significantly strengthened. Attacks on the enemy are becoming more effective. The Russians cannot knock out our troops from positions in the city and its surroundings. The Russian offensive in the northern Kharkiv region has actually stopped. Russian shock groups have suffered losses, but are not yet defeated, and heavy battles for destruction continue. In the city of Vovchansk, the Russians carried out a tank attack. 2 tanks entered the city. They were quickly destroyed by the fire of artillery, mortars, and attack drones of all units concentrated in Vovchansk. The video is posted on the internet. Andrei Yurgens, a member of the 138th Motorized Rifle Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces, was also captured in Vovchansk, who reported that his brigade, together with the 25th Motorized Rifle Brigade, had the task of capturing Vovchansk in 2 days. The video will be posted on the internet. Battles with Russian infantry took place in the city and its surroundings, and all attacks were repulsed. But the enemy continues to accumulate in Vovchansk and tries to squeeze out our troops. However, the central quarter of Vovchansk continues to be defended by Ukrainian soldiers. Ukraine's Minister of Internal Affairs, Ihor Klemenko, states that terrorist formations of the so-called Russia are taking civilians hostage in the northern section of Vovchansk to hold them in basements. Some of them were executed. We have already seen this many times when terrorists, struggling to complete their objectives, take it out on civilians. Clearly, Russian terrorist formations are following the example of their colleagues who organized similar events in Bucha and other towns of Ukraine and were later given state awards for these massacres. In the northern part of Vovchansk, where active hostilities are taking place, the Russian military is taking civilians captive. Evacuation continued in that area until today. The National Police of Ukraine did not stop evacuating people despite all threats and under fire. As of now, according to operational information, the Russian military, who were trying to gain a foothold in the city, did not allow local residents to evacuate. People began to be kidnapped and herded into basements. It is known about the first executions of civilians by the Russian military. In particular, one of the inhabitants of Vovchansk tried to escape on foot, refused to obey the commands of the invaders. The Russians killed him. Investigators of the National Police of Ukraine in the Kharkiv region have started criminal proceedings on the facts of violation of the rules and customs of war. Evacuation teams of the National Police of Ukraine continue to work in Vovchansk despite intense combat clashes and are trying to ensure the further evacuation of people. Russians are short of meat waves. In Krasnodar, about 20 conscripts are forcibly held in a collection point. They came to the military registration and enlistment office to confirm their unfitness for service. According to one of the guys, he suffers from a number of diseases that prevent him from being sent to serve. He confirmed these data with medical certificates. Today, he was invited to the recruiting station on Yaroslavskaya for a control medical examination. For the same purpose, 19 more people unfamiliar to him came there. At some point, the military commissaires took away the men's documents, assigned them the rank of prisoner, and told them to wait to be sent to a military unit in Kurgansk. According to the conscript, they are forced to change into uniform and are threatened with physical force if they refuse. An ambulance and police officers were called to the scene, but at the moment, this has had no result. The Danish Ministry of Defense just announced a new massive single military aid package for Ukraine, worth 5.6 billion kroner, $816 million. The bulk of funding will go towards procuring and maintaining air defense and artillery systems. Additional funds will go towards F-16s. Successful hit by an FPV drone of the 71st Brigade of a Russian tank in Vovchansk, Kharkiv Oblast, 15th of May. Russian and Chinese are brothers forever. Putin during his visit to China. Russia positively assesses China's position on the Ukrainian issue, according to a joint statement after talks between Putin and Xi Jinping. Beijing and Moscow noted the need to stop any steps that could lead to a prolongation of hostilities and further escalation, Russian media reported. There is one step that leads to a prolongation and escalation. Russia.
75 лет назад она часто исполняется. И в наших есть фраза, ставшая крылатой. Русские с китайцем братья навек.
75年前，有一首歌曲是歌颂中苏友谊，如今在大街小。
Don't forget to mention this ad and receive up to $10,000 in free silver with a qualified purchase. Don't wait for the next market crash. Call Bishop Gold Group today. The link is in the description.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.